Hello, Unbreaking here with a look at the LEGO Technic app-controlled transformation vehicle set number 42140. This is easily one of the best RC sets ever. It just has so many unique abilities as well as the wonderful transformation feature. But first, let's start with the box. It's pretty unique since the back looks exactly like the front of a box, just with a different color scheme that the vehicle transforms into. Now, let's open up the box and see what's inside. We get 4 numbered bags, the instructions, a sticker sheet, as well as the electronic components. The hub is packed in a separate white box, and unfortunately, it uses 4 screws to hold the lid in place, unlike the simple mechanism of the previous one. It takes nearly 30 seconds just to take off the lid on the new hub, unlike 2 seconds in the previous hub. We get plenty of new and interesting pieces, the best one being the brand new 3x9 frame, which is going to be a game changer. We also get 2 brand new gears. One has 12 teeth while the other has 20. They are the same size as their previous counterparts, however, the new ones cannot connect at 90 degrees. The building process begins with the motors. We simply need to connect them together, facing opposite sides. Next, we attach a beam structure to build out the chassis. The hub connects behind the motors, and it gets secured with another beam structure. The left and right sides are not identical since the colors are different. We then secure the structure with some L-beams. Here comes the best part. We add a 20-tooth gear on either side and then put the sprocket in. This gives us a gear ratio of 12/20 or 3/5. I'm glad that we are getting a bit of extra torque. We need to expand the chassis by simply connecting these 4 modules. After we connect the wires, the structure becomes reinforced with a brand new Technic frame. The front sprockets are now added and secured with another beam. This is what we have after completing the first bag. We begin the second bag with the following structure, and the beams here have a very interesting shade of yellow. Then, we add a small beam build as well as the seat. We can now clearly see the cabin shape forming. We also add a little roof, and here we can see a small wheel. I'm a bit concerned how that will impact the driving performance. Here we are building up the blue side of the cabin, and it has nice sticker details. After we secure everything, we need to add shock absorbers. I wonder what they will be used for. Now, we attach the cabins to the chassis. It is a little tricky to connect. The shock absorbers become directly connected to the chassis, and now I completely understand why we have these. The shock absorbers allow for the transformation mechanism to take place. The bottom cabin moves out of the way for driving, so the little top wheel will not have a negative impact on the performance. The spoiler at the back also moves together with the cabins, which is definitely a nice touch. And the second bag is complete. We begin the third stage with a nice panel structure which has stickers on both the underside as well as the top, and it simply connects to the side of the chassis. After we do the same thing on the other side, we need to build 8 of the following modules. We connect them to the chassis which will guide the tracks, and they're essentially oscillating boogies. The last bag consists of nothing but tracks, yet we still have a nice surprise. We are finally getting some rubber pins to increase traction again. We need to connect 48 track links for either side and put the rubber pins in them. We put the tracks on the vehicle itself, and we are finally done building, and we can take a look at the functions. The transformation vehicle flips whenever it starts climbing a wall. I greatly appreciate this play feature, and this set is definitely a lot more fun than something like the off-road buggy. Let's watch that in slow motion. As you can see, the cabin pops up due to the shock absorbers, which allows it to maintain good clearance. It is truly an incredible mechanism. If you're enjoying the video so far and you would like to get my review of the all-terrain vehicle, which is coming out the day after tomorrow, then make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. But no pressure. No pressure. The off-road performance is actually pretty great. You can definitely play with this set outdoors, even in bright sunlight since it uses Bluetooth. Speaking of the off-road performance, the oscillating boogies help a lot. They allow the tracks to change shape a little without causing too much stress. The transformation feature only works on either rocks or solid walls. You cannot make it flip with a rough outdoor wall, unfortunately. We have a good amount of torque, and the car can go over pretty much anything as long as it doesn't get stuck. The transformation vehicle can even jump off the stairs, although it doesn't have enough speed to actually go flying off of ramps. I strongly believe that this set has the perfect combination of functionality and aesthetics. It has impeccable detailing, and I cannot find much flaws with the aesthetics. I greatly appreciate the large selection of panels, and I think that the cabin is detailed beautifully. The orange side gets less detailing, though we get a place to transport some rocks or other objects, which is quite nice. I also like the detailing of the headlights. It just looks awesome from all sides. This vehicle definitely has that nostalgia for the older Power Functions tracked sets. Since I am filming well before the release date, the official Control Plus app interface is not out yet, so I had to make my own custom controller, and it is very basic with just proportional slider control. The reason why I have these extra sliders in the middle is because when the set flips, the main controls also become flipped, so I need to use the inner pair for the orange side. Is this set really worth $140? Well, to properly answer that, we must take a look at the pros as well as the cons of the set. For the advantages, we have the wonderful transformation mechanism. I did not expect to get 2 shock absorbers in this set. This is actually the first time ever we are getting shock absorbers in a remotely controlled tracked Technic set. In terms of playability, this is the best remotely controlled set under $150. Of course, we also get a plethora of brand new LEGO Technic pieces. I did not expect to get that brand new frame. It is absolutely awesome. It's a game changer for mock making in LEGO Technic, and of course we also get finally some rubber pins in the tracks of this LEGO Technic set. This is something we have not seen in a very long time, and I believe this was introduced in the 4 treks of 2016 in Nexo Nights. But what are the cons of this set? I can only think of one major one, which is the hub. 4 screws is just way too much. If this was a safety issue, why not just take the old hub and add 1 screw somewhere on the cover? That way, you can simply not use the screw and only use the mechanical locking mechanism. I genuinely do not like this hub, and I strongly recommend buying the older hubs on Bricklink. Buy as many as you can since they're gonna become very rare, and in the future LEGO Technic sets, we're only gonna get the hub with the 4 screws, and it takes quite a while to change the batteries, so it's really not ergonomic. It's not a good design in my opinion. Of course, everything else about the set is pretty great. $140 seems overpriced, especially since for just $10 more, you can get the amazing heavy-duty tow truck. However, the amazing off-road buggy had only 374 pieces in comparison to 772. Furthermore, you could only drive it and steer it, whereas this one has a phenomenal transformation feature which is a ton of fun to play with. So I think $140 is still reasonable for this set, especially since that's actually $30 less than just the price of the electronics combined, although $130 definitely would have been much better. If you love LEGO Technic as much as I do, then I strongly recommend you get this set. It is one of the most playable LEGO Technic sets of all time, and I think that you will not regret buying this. Which one do you prefer? The blue color scheme or the orange color scheme? Please let me know down in the comments below. This is your Unbrick Me here, and I'll see you in the next one.